Coming off their first Big South championship in 13 years, and after eliminating 12-time World Series participant Clemson from last year's regionals, the Liberty Flames baseball team is ready to repeat in 2014.
This is the most excitement I've seen from this team. Just the talent we brought in is going to be something special, and we're just ready to get rolling because we're the big dogs. Everyone's hunting after us, and wouldn't have it any other way.
We have such great chemistry this year. I mean, everyone's on the same page. We're working harder than we ever have. We're ready to shock the world.
Despite the sunny skies here at Liberty Baseball Stadium, temperatures were not expected to get out of the 20s here today for Liberty's first team baseball practice of the season. That forced the Flames inside of the hitting cages today until things warm up here pretty soon. But despite the cold weather, the Flames are still feeling pretty good after last year's run through the Big South Championship and into the NCAA Regionals. And this year, the Flames have a little bit more bounce in their step as they get ready to defend their title.
Well, I think they're confident. The players are very confident. When you make a run like we did last year and then go to a regional and beat an ACC team twice, there's probably more confidence in the guys than there ever has been. I mean, that's the farthest a Liberty team ever went.
But complacency isn't an option. Yes, the Flames did win 5 games in 4 days to claim the Big South title. And yes, they advanced to the regional final against South Carolina. But preseason All-American and team captain Ashton Perritt says this team still has something to prove.
I was thinking about this actually earlier today. Last time the world saw us on ESPN2 was South Carolina handing it to us, and that's kind of always left a chip on all of our shoulders, and the world remembers us for that, and I believe we're ready to let them know who we really are and how we really play.
Perritt will have a lot to do with how far Liberty goes. The junior is Mr. Everything for the Flames. Last year, his 10 saves were the second most for a season in school history. With a fastball in the low to mid-90s, Perritt's working on his secondary stuff heading into 2014.
Developed a third pitch. I'm getting a lot of confidence in it. I've gotten more consistent with my curveball, and I believe that'll be a larger part of my arsenal this year. I mean, last year I depended on my fastball, but people will be looking to that this year. And I believe with a curveball and now a split changeup, I believe it'll keep him a little bit more off-balanced.
With the loss of Ryan Cordell to the draft, Perritt will also make the switch in the outfield from right to center. A pair of other key losses from last year are senior captain Trey Lambert, who was drafted by the White Sox, and senior second baseman Brian Anderud, a 2-year starter and all-conference performer.
We have to replace Brian Anderud and Ryan Cordell, and Trey Lambert obviously was the rock of our program the last 2 years, and we're going to miss his leadership, but we've got, 3 or 4 catchers capable.
Senior captain Danny Grauer is one of those options. Grauer is a two-way player from last year, pitching and DHing. Entering his 3rd year in the program, Grauer feels he already has a good rapport with the pitching staff.
Luckily, most of the guys are going to have the top rotation are older guys, so we already have a relationship established. And I've been catching them for a couple of years now, and the younger guys have stepped up, really. They're going to be impressive, and just working every day with them, trying to figure out what they want to do.
Grauer led the Flames with 7 homers last year and was drafted by the Cincinnati Reds. He opted to come back for his senior year instead. As far as the pitching staff he'll work with and be a part of, the Flames are counting on an experienced starting rotation to get them deep into games.
Trey Lambert, he beat South Carolina, Georgia, and Clemson last year. Pretty good season when one pitcher beats them 3 squads. And then Carson Hernan's back, had a good year last year. It's hurt a little bit at the end, but he looks to be 100%. Jared Lyon has pitched a lot in 2 years, and I think he's ready to make the jump into the rotation.
Toman was also impressed with newcomers Parker Bean and Michael Stafford, a pair of freshmen who pitched well in fall. Factor in the return of senior Matt Marsh from Tommy John surgery at some point, and there's reason to believe this program could take the next step it desires.
We want to win the regional next year. And when you do that, the guys are 2 wins away from Omaha. So if you win a regional, best 2 out of 3, it can happen at Liberty. We can go to Omaha, and that's obviously why you're coaching. That's why the guys are playing. That's why they decided to come here.
The Flames will open defense of their Big South Championship on February 14th when they take on North Florida in Jacksonville. Liberty's home opener is set for the 18th against Old Dominion. With the Flames in Lynchburg, I'm Nick Pierce for the Liberty Flames Sports Network.